Michael Bruntz and Brian Christopherson with another Husker247 3-minute drill, Purdue Week edition. Just heard from head coach Matt Rhule as the Huskers start their preparations for their first road trip of the season. And Matt Rhule's just trying to get his guys to loosen up.
Yeah, we'll try to be loose here, but former Husker basketball coach Barry Collier once used a phrase, tighter than 3 coats of paint. And I feel like that was Nebraska a little bit on Friday night against Illinois. So did Matt Rhule. I think he thought Illinois was looser down the stretch, and they basically came at Nebraska sort of like Nebraska came at Colorado is a point he made. But it is interesting, like when Rhule first got here, the one-score losses were associated with the previous era, and it was sort of scar tissue connected to guys before him. But now it's sort of part of what they've got to overcome too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've lost their share of one-score games under his direction, and so he's just trying to get guys to not do uncharacteristic things in those late moments that he thought they did on Friday night in the loss. And it was a tough loss for more than just the defeat in the L column. They also have some injuries.
Yeah, it sounds like Turner Corcoran is going to be out for a while with a hamstring injury. Just a guy that can't seem to catch a break after coming back from a foot injury last year. So Nebraska turns to Gunnar Gatula at left tackle. He's the next man up there. Did pretty well against Illinois for the most part, kind of being thrown into the mix there. The other kind of noteworthy injury that's day-to-day, as we all are, Tommy Hill with the foot injury. Sierra Wright came in and played for him against Illinois, held up pretty well, had the strip sack, one of Nebraska's 2 turnovers. So that was, another guy that kind of stepped up, but it's going to be more of a pain tolerance thing with Tommy Hill. And kind of one other injury, but also a bigger picture thing about Nebraska's kicking picture right now.
Yeah, Tristan Alvano, they knew like middle of last week that he wasn't going to be able to go, or they were going to shut him down for a bit, and it sounds like it's going to be a few weeks at least. So that's John Hull's job now. Of course, he made a chip shot early in that game, but missed a 39-yarder wide left. Wasn't a great snap, wasn't a very good hold. Wasn't the only special teams blemish. They also gave up a 37-yard punt return to Illinois that flipped the field that was key, where they punted it to the wrong side. So, I mean, just 2 big calamities with that they've got to find an answer for. And Matt Rhule was asked sort of about that tough coaching decision process where you're not sure about your kicking game. Like, what do you do there on a 4th and 3? Do you go for it? And he owned that that's the call he made. And I think it was the right call at that moment, you trust in your kicker to go out and do it. But it's going to be interesting going forward, Bruntz, to see how they handle sort of those like 4th and 4s if you're on like the 25-yard line. I don't know how it's going to go from now on.
A lot of decisions to be made, a lot of practice still ahead between now and Saturday's game in West Lafayette. Keep it locked on Husker247 for everything Nebraska football.